Well, it's the fucking weekend, and might as well do another stream. It might be a short one this time around, but hopefully I can make the most out of this. Happy Halloween. I don't fucking do Halloween. I'm against it. Skibbity tool. So fucking true, bro. So fucking true. Ugh. I just woke up like an hour or two ago. And I have some stuff to do later on today, but first thing I'll do is just make this fucking stream. Not sure what else. Not sure what I can do in it. Hopefully I can find something to do. Hi, J-Class. Guess I'll show you some, like, stuff I've done. So if I can just turn on my camera. I'm waiting for the camera to actually turn on my, like, perspective. Come on, camera, turn on. Camera's refusing to turn on, chat. I can't get it to turn on. This is bad. This shouldn't happen. It's now working. So, at my local shopping center, there's this, like, booth where you can upload your own photos and get them printed out, and that's what I've done. I actually took these photographs myself at Southern Cross Station. These two were taken on the same day. These two were taken at separate days, but they're all at the same location. And, I'm pretty impressed with how these prints turned out. I might do more of these in the future. Especially proud seeing that these are my own photographs immortalized in physical form. Like so. Let me just zoom in. Speaking of stuff that has been created by myself, I've been at it with this drawing software called Adobe Fresco, and I've been drawing quite a bit of stuff on there as a way to, like, improve on my art skills. I'd say I want to say I'm doing fairly decently. I've been wanting to do, like, Sonic the Hedgehog drawings, and that's what I'm currently doing. There was this Twitter art trend of this Amy Rose picture from the Sonic comics in this weird pose, and I thought I'd draw my own version of it. I drew it in the boom style, which I really love. You can see Amy Rose's crazy little face. Let me just see. There's this drawing I did of a Sonic character that literally no one knows about because they hadn't really played the game he came from. That's Barry the Quokka from Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog. He's actually my favorite character. I quite like this guy. That's why I drew him. And that is also why I decided to draw him a second time immediately afterwards. You can see I did a chibi version of him. He's just happy. Happy, happy, happy. Doon, 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 doon. Happy, 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 happy. Such a cute little chap, I say. I might try and also use my other softwares I've been using, like Ibis, Krita, and Klecky, so I won't have to focus on just Fresco. But Fresco is pretty damn good, if I'm being honest. Actually, segue, Sonic stuff. Here's like my Sonic the Hedgehog collection jumbled up in this one little shelf space on my desk. Here we have a Lego Sonic set. This one is of the Tornado biplane. Sonic and Tails are in this build. Some more Lego Sonic stuff like these weird mechs, or weird like Robotniks. A broken Sonic figure. He's seen better days due to mishandling. And behind him is a Sonic that is still holding pretty well. At least he still has his legs and arms intact. Here's another creation I've done that I don't think anyone has ever seen from me, directly at least, is this Sonic custom figure I made of clay. It was meant to be based on the Chibi Sonic from Sonic and Friends. I'll just put up a reference image for those who don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, because 99% of the time when I talk about something, no one really gets it. I was basically trying to replicate this. Did I achieve that, guys? Did I achieve it? Let me know if I have. Here we have one of those stretchy Sonics. A Sonic Duck. Sonic the Duck. Lego Brickhead Sonic. I actually bought this Brickhead Sonic on Sonic the Hedgehog's anniversary in 2024, and it was completely by coincidence because I didn't know it was the anniversary. So, yeah, quite crazy. Some more stuff. A second Lego Sonic figure inside of this little launcher thing. This one has a different expression to the previous version that I have. There are also just a bunch of rings and some of the metal Sonic figures. I think these are made by Jada. Can't remember the brand name, but they are die-cast metal. Well, some parts of them are die-cast metal at least. I got Sonic and Tails. There's this Sonic toy that most of you probably wouldn't have heard of or probably would get easily. This is the Smiggles Stress Sonic ball. Well, not really a ball, just Stress Sonic. This one's only available in certain countries. I think you can only get them in the United Arab Emirates, Australia, which is where I live, and New Zealand. Because that's where Smiggles is predominant in. I'm not sure if they'll have these in the United States. I don't think Smiggles exists there, but oh well. Here we have its Tails figure. And above everything here are some plushies. Here we have a modern Sonic plush, a classic Super Sonic plush, with his original tag still intact. Not sure why I kept the tag for this one. I ripped off all the other tags, well, all the tags for the other ones. Classic Sonic, just regular classic Sonic. Another classic Sonic, but bigger, mushy Tails, and a large Sonic head. Just his head, though. No body involved in this plush whatsoever. I do plan on getting more of these plushies, but I'm happy with my current selection. It is a bit of a jam-packed pile because of, well, one, the giant Sonic head, and also the fact the space itself is a bit confined. Here we have a box from a Lima train. Shell with my name and birthday on, which is actually 1 month away. Well, a couple of weeks away as of I'm making the stream. Some intelligence that I have. I got a Victorian Railway Steam Locomotives book, some newsreel magazines, and some Australian model train advertisements, or just brochures. Well, not really brochures, just posters of releases and whatnot, such as Greg's 3D Trucks and Trains, which are a small company that produces 3D printed trains, mostly compatible with wooden railway systems. Some posters for the leading brand of model trains in Australia, Cision. I like Cision. I wish I can get some of their models someday. I got posters for the 3rd Series X-Class and their A-Class locomotives. Hoping to get either one of those releases, plus the N-Class and PTV colors, as well as their N-Set. Got some Australian Model Railway Association, magazine thing from one of their exhibitions. Like I mentioned earlier, some newsreel magazines, and some British Railways magazines that I rarely go through, because I'm not really into that stuff. If you know me quite well, you probably already knew this information. Here we have some of my random train stuff just junked in here. Here we have an old Truckmaster Gordon, Plarail Golden N700 bullet train, cow, a little die-cast Toyota Century with actual suspension and functioning doors. I quite like the Toyota Century. I've always wanted one. An Erdl James with the sticker face on. Here we have one of the trains you get from Greg's 3D Trucks and Trains. This is one of the products. This was actually the most popular one when they were selling some of these at the train show hosted by the Australian Model Railway Association at the showgrounds in August. For a quick refresher, it's this company. Here we have my old character Jerome and his companion Edith, and this old Plarail car from the 1970s, I believe. This one was from a second-hand shop in Malaysia. And this little wooden railway compatible W series tram. It's pretty decent. At least it's actually made of wood, unlike this thing. But it is a bit taller. Clearly they had more budget creating these than the people at Greg's 3D Trucks and Trains had when making these guys. Here we have one of the new, well, I say new, but these have been out for a while. These quote-unquote new Trackmaster engines. Here we have Percy. I got some more as well of Thomas and Gordon somewhere else. Little train keychain that does this. Yep, it does that. Some Plarail cars. And some take-alongs. And, well, I'm done talking about this section of the, desk. I got some things in some drawers on my bedroom. A wall directly underneath my own bed. in this drawer, there should be some Lego instructions in here. I've lost the handle to the actual drawer because the sheer amount of weight of items inside has caused the handle to break off whenever I try to pull on the drawer. So I have to improvise like this. And that 99% of the time doesn't really work too well. I think I might need a tool to actually access this thing. Do I have anything on me right now that I could potentially use? Okay, maybe this vacuum head might do something. Let's give this a try. Nah, it doesn't reach too far in. I guess I'll have to use my hand. Come on! There we go. Alright, so not only there are Lego instructions in here, which there are lots of, there is an entire Lego set box, Lego plastic bags, as well as birthday cards I've received over the years. It's just a real dumping ground. I don't feel like going into it that much, so I'll close it up. In this drawer, which does have a handle, is a bunch of other stuff, mostly Thomas-related goodies. Here we have some old die-cast stuff in here. Take along Bulgy. Take along projector cars, which do work, believe it or not. If you poke through the actual viewing port, you get to see some stuff. Barely, but actually, okay, trying to get these to actually show the projection. Let's see. Okay, you can actually see the projection. You can clearly tell what era this toy was from. The lid for the tub these are stored in. Oh, we have some Disney Cars stuff. Here we have this Doc Hudson. And some of my Thomas die casts. Here we have an Orange and Go Henry, an Orange and Go Gordon, and an Orange and Go Duck. I don't have the 2019 version of this toy for Gordon, but I do have this version. I should really get the reissued version of Gordon from the 2019 range when that comes out. The one that fans have been dissing on for the past week or so. Here we have Edward as well. And some of the older version of the toy. Thomas, Percy, and this custom Percy I made to recreate the episode where Percy gets covered in chocolate. And here's Cranky. He's lost his crane arm, so he's more crankier than ever. Controller for an old drone I had. Just a bunch of jumbled things. And this tub, which has some minis inside. Let me pick out a random one. A metallic Edward. A very damaged metallic Edward, but still a metallic Edward nonetheless. And, well, I want to end off the stream with something, because, again, I did mention it wasn't going to be a long stream. I got other things to do. So I think I'll end off with the presentation of this little display, which has a little Hornby Triang model with its motors gutted out, with a wagon and some cars, and an American license plate, which I sourced from Japan. So it's been shipped from the good old USA, yeah, baby, to Japan, and then bought by me and taken back to Australia. Bit of a weird usage of resources in this, but whatever. Whatever gets me, well, whatever gets this thing in the house. I'm just glad to have it as like a little display of random shit. Anyways, If you, like, enjoyed this very short stream, probably the shortest I've ever done personally in this house, if you can even call it that, just let me know your thoughts. Subscribe if you want, if you have to, shit like that. You've been watching some fat guy in his room rambling about shit, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye. Bye bye.